Hi friends, I am so glad to be back and thank you so much for not forgetting about me while I was gone and clicking on this video. I know there's a lot going on in your life and a lot of things vying for your attention, so it really does mean the world that you are here. Yeah, I was gone a good bit. I was gone over a week, and that's a long time for YouTube. So again, thank you for coming back. But yeah, my girlfriend was here. We've been friends since we were like 6 years old. And so she's known me through all my stages and phases in life, and our kids are the same ages. They get along really well. Our husbands get along really well. And it's just a really nice time when they come and visit. So it was fun. It was fun being like teenagers again. We stayed up talking way too late. We painted our nails red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. We tie-dyed these t-shirts, and we just had a really nice time. And I did want to thank you too, because you guys kind of talked me off the ledge a little bit when I posted on Saturday. And if you didn't see it, I was unsure about whether I was going to go up to 7.5 or stay on 5 milligrams while they were here. I'm taking Zepbound. And you guys kind of just reassured me that I would be fine and that I shouldn't risk going up in dose while she was here. And I'm so glad you did, because I was really this close to just going ahead with it, because I really didn't think that I would have side effects. So I felt pretty confident that I would be okay. But you guys, like I said, you talked me down and helped me to realize that it was just too much of a risk, considering that she only comes once a year. I just didn't want anything interfering with our time together. It was something in particular that Simply Taisha said, and if you're not following her, I highly recommend that you do. She's also on Zepbound, and she's documenting her journey. She's got an amazing community on her channel, and she's just very balanced and kind of, just very level-headed, calm, cool, collected, and she always has really good advice. And I forgot exactly how she worded it, but she basically said something like, she didn't want to see me make a decision to go up in dose out of fear. And I realized that's exactly what I was doing. I was fearful that I would be surrounded by a lot of good food and that I would not be able to resist it, and I would end up overeating and then gaining weight and regretting it. And so that was really the only reason why I was even considering going up in dose. My injection would have been the day that they got here. So between your advice and her advice, I really just felt at peace with staying on 5 milligrams while she was here, and it worked out great. I did not stress about it. I was mindful. I was mindful of the food that I was eating, so I was trying not to overeat, but I didn't deprive myself. I had everything that everybody else was eating. I just was mindful of like portion sizes, and I was shocked because at times I did feel like I was kind of overeating. But I weighed myself the night before they left, which would have been Friday. I weighed myself Friday night, and I had lost a pound. And so I was absolutely thrilled. And like I said, I was kind of surprised because there were times where I kind of did feel like I was overeating. But yeah, I was absolutely thrilled and happy. So she left on Saturday. My injection was the following day on Sunday, so a few days ago. And then I took my 7.5 because I didn't have any more 5 milligrams left. And no side effects at all. So if I had taken it while she was here last week, I think I would have been okay. I had no side effects at all. It was the same way as if I took a 5 milligram injection. However, the appetite suppression has been a little bit too strong for me. I'm just not thinking about food at all. Okay, so to put it in perspective, it is now 3:35. I had a protein shake this morning, which I actually had to force myself to finish because I did not even want to finish it. I'm not hungry. I haven't even thought about food. I was doing a little bit better with drinking my water, and now it's like I'm kind of going backwards again. I have my water bottle here somewhere. Sorry. But I have not been thinking about food at all. And while that sounds amazing, and I'm kind of torn because I love the fact that I'm not thinking about food at all, that I'm not getting even the slightest bit hungry, that I feel full constantly. I just think it's too much. I think it's too much for me. I don't want to come across as if I'm being nitpicky or I'm finding things to complain about. I don't want to give off that impression, but I am trying to do things differently this time around, and I'm trying to minimize my muscle loss as much as possible. And so I weighed myself this morning and I was 173 pounds, which means I lost 2 pounds in a couple of days. And that's just a little bit too much for me. I know that with any weight loss journey, it's unavoidable you're going to lose muscle. I know that. But I know that when you lose weight quickly, you're losing more muscle than if you lose weight slowly. And so what I've been trying to do this time around is I want to lose as much fat as possible and minimize the muscle loss that I'm going to lose. And I'm trying to lose them more or less, not equally. I'm trying to minimize my muscle loss while maximizing my fat loss. And so I am okay with losing weight a little bit slower than other people if that means that I get to hold on to the muscle that I have and even build some, right? Which is why I started strength training 6 weeks ago. So I know it sounds nitpicky. I really know it sounds nitpicky. You might be watching this and think I'm crazy, that I should absolutely love the fact that I'm not hungry and that I always feel full. And like I said, although a part of me does, I know that for myself, my goals, I need to eat. I need to eat enough calories so that I'm able to build muscle. And I just, I'm not getting it. I'm just not hungry, and I don't want to eat. I'm for sure not getting in the calories that I need, and I'm definitely not getting in the protein that I need. So I know at the same time it's only been a couple of days, and I'm assuming that towards the end of the week it'll lessen, the food suppression would lessen a little bit. I'm hoping that's what happens, but I don't know. Maybe the second dose might be a little easier, but if it stays like this, I definitely don't want to stay on 7.5. I think I want to move back to 5 milligrams. There's a sweet spot. There really is a sweet spot. And I've been thinking this for a long time, just in talking to other people and reading people's comments, that I think that there should be more doses available, because you have some people that just don't have any effects at all on one dose, and then they move up to the next and it's just too much, and they're just like complaining about having to force food down. And I just don't think that's ideal. And I just don't want to do it that way. So at the risk of sounding unhappy with my progress or being ungrateful or anything like that, I just have to be honest, and obviously I'm sharing this journey and the ups and the downs, and I just don't feel that 7.5 is the right dose for me. I think part of sharing your weight loss journey online is you risk sounding as if the way you're doing it is the right way or the only way, and I absolutely don't think that way. I know there's plenty of people on GLP-1 medications that are going about this completely differently, and some people would rather lose the most amount of weight in the quickest amount of time and then maybe, worry about building muscle later. I want to try to do it differently, and so even if that means that my weight loss is going to be slower, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I want my weight loss to be mostly fat loss and not muscle loss. So I think what I'm going to do is, I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to email my doctor, and it's going to make me sound wishy-washy because I was emailing her about wanting to get on 7.5 and now I get it and now I don't want it. So it does sound a little flaky, but I am going to email her and let her know that I, want to go back to 5 because I felt that that had the right amount of appetite suppression for me. And although I wish it was a little stronger with the food noise. I did kind of feel at times that I was having to really fight temptation to, you know, snack or whatever. That's normal. It's normal to be hungry. I don't think it's normal to have to force yourself to eat. And to me, it just reminds me a little bit too much of how I've lost weight in the past, which was I would really restrict calories, like severely restrict calories. And then of course I would be really hungry and I would binge eat, and then I'd feel bad and then restrict. And it was just this like constant cycle of, you know, these ups and downs. And I've been very open with the fact that I hope to eventually be off this medication. And I know that if I have any hope of doing that, if I have any shot at, no pun intended, but if I have any shot at doing that, it's going to mean keeping my metabolism intact. And of course, if you lose muscle, you have a slower metabolism, which makes losing weight harder and all of that. And I just want to do things right and do things, be balanced in my approach. And yeah, I guess I just feel that it's a little bit too much of a good thing. And so there's definitely a sweet spot. And I think that if there was a dose between 5 and 7.5, I think that would be the sweet spot for me. I wish that there was more options available in that sense. Maybe that'll come down the road, I don't know. But for right now, I definitely think I want to go back to 5 milligrams and just learn to, you know, do what I'm doing, learn to deal with hunger, find new ways of distracting myself when I feel bored and I want to eat, or when I'm upset or stressed and I want to eat. Like, this is part of life, and I don't want to completely numb myself from those feelings. So I kind of feel like I have to learn to deal with that. And again, this is just me that I'm talking about. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want anyone to think that if you're not doing it the way I'm doing it, that I think you're doing it wrong. I'm very much, you know, live and let live type of person. And so this is just how I'm doing it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I am happy with my weight loss. I just, you know, wanted to go a little slower. So I might just take a break and wait for my 5 to come in, or I might do the 7.5 again if I feel that like suddenly tomorrow I wake up and I'm getting my appetite again. I don't know. But I will keep you posted either way. This coming week, I hope to get back to my normal posting schedule, which would be Monday meal prep and then Wednesday weigh-in. I didn't do the Monday meal prep today on Monday because I couldn't pretend that I was interested in food. I just couldn't. So I skipped that. But hopefully next week I'll come up with something for you. I have enough appetite to do something. I guess that's all I have. I don't want to just keep going on and rambling just for the sake of rambling. If you liked this video, I'd like to remind you to hit the like button because it helps me out. And again, if you've watched any of my videos and you've enjoyed them and yet you haven't subscribed, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe. I'm only like 8 or 9 away from hitting 1,000. So only if you want to. I'm not going to force you. So only if you absolutely like what you see here, please consider subscribing. And I guess that's all I have for you guys. And I'm so glad to be back. Thank you for being here and encouraging me and supporting me on my journey. And I guess I will see you guys in a couple of days. Bye.